You guys, week 6 gave everything week 1 to week 5 couldn't give. Outside Ike's chaotic head of house reign, week 6 brought everything from the eviction to the nomination process to the pensioners fighting to the pool party commotion between Alex and Ike to the wager lost. This week 6 has given me, it has fed me, it has sat me down, it has given me a bar to chop, to swallow, to digest, and I cannot wait to take you guys through the process. This is me, Steph Numbachu from Mado Africa, analyzing the Bbnaija All Stars Season 8. Let's get right into it. Now, let's start with the eviction. To be honest, I did not see Ike leaving because I thought like CeCe fans would go all in for Ike, knowing that like Ike is the only person that CeCe had in the house. So I didn't see him leaving coming. I genuinely thought it was going to be Seyi and Angel. But I guess mercenaries actually voted to take Angel up the game. But if you look at the percentage, it's not too far off. I mean, Adekunle and Angel, they did not show us their percent, but at least everybody knows that they had about 60% to share. And Seyi being 3%, Ike being 17%, Pere being 22%. I personally did not think it was fair to Ike. But at the end of the day, like, Ike has brought so much chaos. I thought he was a very good villain for the show, for the progress and whatnot. But it's so sad to see him leave. Like, I mean, like, he was so open about his villain era. I'm just so sad to see him. He's one of my favorite villains. If you add Bane, if you add, what's the name of this guy in Avengers? What's his name? I can't remember his name, but those are my favorite TV villains ever. Now, let's speak on this house guest. I personally think Prince, I don't know if they decided to take lockdown house guests first before they take Pepe them house guests next, because I don't see why there is 2 of them who have left and there's 2 of them in the house, because I thought their contract was supposed to be for 2 weeks each. But I also think Big Brother took Prince out because Prince was doing too much. He was spilling. Like, I mean, like, him leaving the house wasn't a shock to anybody because he has already told all of them that he was a fake housemate. I don't even know if that was his tax, if he was supposed to go and tell people, oh, these are the things people are saying outside of the house. Like, it wasn't giving. Do you understand? It just wasn't adding up. And the only person that I feel like has given us content is Kimopra and Prince to an extent. Kimopra is putting in the work. Like, I think she doesn't want to be labeled the boring person that people used to label her before. So I like that she's putting in the work. I like that she's in the middle of chaos. And I can't wait to see what unfolds this week. Now, let's speak on nomination. To be honest, if I were in Big Brother's house, I would nominate based on strategy, like nothing like emotions. Like, if I fight with you today, doesn't mean I will go into the diary session the next day and put you up. Like, I will put you up based on, oh, okay, I think you're not strong enough, or I think you're strong enough. The only people that I feel like nominated based or outside emotions were Mercy, Ike, and Adekunle. Ike nominating Bbnaija and Angel, saying that Angel, he feels like Angel is the person that oversees the Pepe Dem crew. Like, she chips in some things like, oh, let's nominate this person, or let's save this person, or let's pardon this person. He also nominated Bbnaija because he knew that action that he did by throwing her dress or her clothes all over the toilet, the bathroom, would gather fans. So I like that he actually puts both of them up based on strong reasons. Then we had Mercy, who said she put up Pere and Adekunle because she felt like she would be up because maybe people look at her as a threat in the house. So she wanted to be up with people that she feels like she can beat. People that she feels like if she stands up with them, they have a higher chance of going than she does. Adekunle said he would always put up the winners, and that's somebody that I feel like is smart. But me, if I was in the house, I'll put up people that, like Mercy said, like, I'll put up people that I feel like are not strong enough, because if I get to stand with them, my fans will vote me more than they will vote them. Do you understand? I would not put up. I think it's also smart that a lot of people are not putting CeCe up, because imagine standing with people like CeCe or Mercy or Adekunle. Like, you are definitely out of the house. Adekunle said in his own words, I pity whoever is up with me, because he knows that his fans, Kaku, they stand strong. Let's speak about the pool party. Although Big Brother has given his verdict on the pool party, I just kind of wanted to address something that happened. I mean, like, let's do the math here. Alex lied. Alex proper lied that she was being drowned. I mean, like, she and Doyin went to meet him because they wanted to play. Like, how can you playing in the pool just turn to something chaotic? I mean, I have a phobia for water. I personally do not like swimming. But I mean, Alex is 6 feet. How is she drowning in a 4 feet water? Like, the math is not, you cannot drown when the water is not even reaching here. Like, how are you drowning? Like, just stand up. And she tried to paint Ike the villain, saying that people are always petting him, people are always babying him, people are always cuddling him. Like, I mean, like, you lied. Just say, okay, I am sorry for hitting you. I took it out of control because I thought it was getting rough. Like, I mean, she said that her cloth came off. I don't think if I saw that clip, because I know I watched that live and I probably skipped where her cloth came up, but it was just like, there's no need for you to lie or make him look like a villain. Like, you are wrong. And he's wrong to an extent. And I feel like when because Adekunle watched the whole thing play out, when Adekunle was trying to have a conversation, she started shouting at him. Like, I mean, it's never that deep. Like, it's never that deep. Like, if you are wrong, you're wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you're wrong, you're wrong. Let's also address the wager loss. I think out of all the wagers that they've ever done, this week 6 wager was the best. Like, in terms of not coordination per se, in terms of the content that they decided to bring out, the song, the skits, everything was great, everything was nice. But like CeCe said, the head of house determines what the wager will be. Like, I mean, if somebody was like Venita was the head of house, they will never slack. And Angel said it, like, if Venita just comes, housemates, brief is here, everybody moves straight to the lounge. But because people do not respect doing enough, like when she says, oh, and when you're very carefree saying, oh, the brief is here, like, nobody will take you seriously. If you frown your face, another person I feel like they'll take seriously is Pere. If you frown your face and tell them everybody to the lounge in 2 minutes, the brief is here, they will take you seriously. So if you're not serious about your head of house duty, like, nobody will take you seriously. I mean, people like Kim and Cross, they're always forcing you to go to the diary room when Biggie calls. When Biggie says, may the head of house report to the diary room, they will have to beg you. She will say, oh, Biggie, I'm tired. I mean, she worked for the head of house, good and fine. Like, she deserved it. But, like, I think she only wanted the immunity that comes with it. Like, she didn't want to have to work. Like, she's really not a good leader. And them failing the tax was okay to me. Like, I mean, they did so well, but I think Big Brother kind of wanted to fail them so that they understand the point of unity. Like, this is a general tax. They always have a wager tax because they need to be able to stake money to buy food. The whole house will suffer. Me, I can sustain it. I can literally sustain in that house, or I can be okay in that house because I do girl dinner. Morning, afternoon, night. I'm eating girl dinner. I can eat granuts as dinner. I can eat mini meat chin chin. I can eat gari. I can eat egg, and I'm okay, and I go and sleep. But there are people who genuinely need, like, protein and carbohydrates, like rice, spaghetti. I can do without all those things. But at the end of the day, because I know I'm in this house, I have to work so that everybody gets food. Because if I don't work, nobody eats. This is literally, the Big Brother house should teach people how to be united. And I think that was the essence of what Big Brother was trying to say. Like, we had CeCe, people like Bbnaija and Adekunle did not even put in one work. Like, it was very annoying. So I understood where Big Brother was coming from. Now let's speak on the piano issue. You see, Bbnaija, I'm very glad people have caught up with her game, because we will not give a victim the win this year. Like, it shouldn't work. Like, this is all stars, where stars battle against themselves. Like, stars of previous seasons come together to battle for the prize money. Why should you give a victim the 120 million? Somebody who she has worked though. I will not lie. Bbnaija has worked. Like, she has worked. And I saw her workings that day, that piano issue. I mean, if you watch that clip closely, because I watched this live, white money came, put his hands together. People, they sleep. I mean, it was literally 2 a.m. People are sleeping. Reduce it a bit. He reduced it, walked out. He increased it again, knowing that he had gone to the end of the closet. He came back, reduced it. She increased it again. He walked, came back, reduced it. And then he turned it off. And that's when she started sparking, because she started, like, when she realized that people were already coming, she started sparking, like, oh, if it was Angel, you will never do this. Or if it was Messi, if it was Venita, you will never do this. Meanwhile, I don't think she clocked that Neo was literally behind her watching the whole thing play out. Like, why are you trying to be a victim? Like, you're doing a great job, oh. Like, I mean, the game is the game. Like, if somebody enters a mod, you roll in that mod. Like, I accept it, but like, trying to play a victim card when you can be a smarter person. Like, people like Doyin is very smart. Like, she doesn't want to be a victim, but she's vile, and she knows that she's vile, and she would die in that vileness. Like, she's constantly plotting against people that she knows she doesn't like. She will go and tell another person, oh, this person is doing this, or this person is saying this. So I don't like, Those are Venita, she's an open villain. Pere, open villain. Like people like Bbnaija, like you slap somebody and then you take your hands up and say, oh, I did not, like, I mean, like, let's be real, like, let's be serious. Like, I personally don't like the victim game that she's playing. By the end of the day, like I always say, the game is the game. CeCe this week, she fought with Angel, Pere, and Doyin. The Doyin situation, I do not personally support CeCe, because at the end of the day, when your head of house calls you to the lounge to do like a briefing, you should at least give that person some sort of respect. Like, it also applies to our government. I would not lie, I do not like the government, but like I would not see a political person and intentionally disrespect them. Like, I mean, like, that's our head of state. Like, you just have to respect, in as much as you're upset or you don't like their reign, you just have to accord them some certain respect. So I don't like that CeCe walked out of the lounge when she was trying to address them. And I like that she also actually went back to apologize to Doyin. But Doyin is so quick with the mouth. Doyin is so sharp with her mouth. Like, once you piss Doyin off, she's already using your insecurities against you, saying, oh, I told you people that girl has spiritual problems. Like, she was doing too much. Then the thing with Angel, I also kind of understand where Angel is coming from, because I mean, like, we've been practicing this dance routine for a while. Why did you not speak on the dance routine since? Like, why did you have to stop us in the middle of practicing and say, oh, I'm not feeling it, like it's not just giving? Like, I mean, like, imagine practicing something with somebody for a good 10 minutes and somebody would just come in the middle of that 10 minutes and say, I don't like it. Like, why didn't you start at 1 minute, 2 minutes? Why did you have to wait for a long time before you cut us off and tell us that you did not like the dance routine, or that you are not feeling it? Like, I don't think that's nice. And then the thing with Pere was a complete miscommunication, and I feel like Ike had a very big role to play in that miscommunication. Ike did tell CeCe what Cross said, but he switched the name from Cross to Pere. Like, I mean, and CeCe started sparking, and CeCe has tried, I will not even lie, CeCe has tried to hold herself this week, and you have to applaud her. Like, you have to give grace where grace is determined, or where grace should be served. Like, I applaud CeCe for the work she's putting in this year, trying to, and she also said under her breath that she's trying as much as possible to not get a strike this season. Like, I really applaud her. But like, all the fights that she had this week, I didn't really resonate with where she was coming from, because at every point she was at fault. The Pere one was a miscommunication. The one with Angel was annoying. Then this Doyin own, of course, she was very annoyed and she walked out. Like, by the end of the day, like, we have to give her some grace. And that's the thing about this housemates. We genuinely have to give them grace. Like, in as much as we're trying to say, oh, these people are this, these people are that. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, they are genuine human beings, so you should offer them grace. Like, they are humans like us. It's just that they happen to be in front of a camera, and then we're seeing actual human beings play. This, I keep saying it, this show is literally a game. Like, it's a game of dice. Like, you have to gamble, you have to find your ways, like jungle justice to an extent. Now, for the most important one I kind of wanted to address is the situation with Adekunle and Venita. I'm not trying to be biased here, but I want to look at it from 2 points of views. For those of you who don't exactly know what happened, let me brief you. So, from their conversation on Sunday, before the big fights that everybody watched, I'm glad that they're okay now. But from the conversation on Sunday, first and foremost, Adekunle wanted to be in a Burna Boy group. Let's be honest, let's not lie, let's not steal. The minute he didn't get Burna Boy, his morale already came down. Same thing with me, I'm a big Burna Boy fan. If I want to, and Burna Boy is a Pepsi ambassador, if I'm in that house and they give me somebody else, I'm trying not to call names here, but if they give me somebody else, I would already feel down, because I know Burna Boy songs like the palm of my hand. Like, do you understand? Like, that just do this. I know his song. So if they give me something else, my morale will already come down. So I understood where he was coming from. But he went into his group not being happy that he didn't get Burna Boy. That's where the problem started from. And then I think they had two different priorities, because Venita wanted to learn the routine, the performance first before she learns the lyrics. And kind of resonate with Venita because at the end of the day, it's not just the lyrics that matter, it's the entire performance. When people like Beyonce and Bonner and Rema are performing, like, people are drawn to your lyrics, but because people already know the lyrics, they kind of want to see what you would do. Like, they kind of want to see how you perform. They want to see that star power. It's not just the lyrics that matters, it's the entire performance. And I think Venita kind of wanted them to do the performance, but he wanted them to do the lyrics first. So they already had like a conflicting interest. Like, it wasn't just giving. And then he had said Venita always wants to be right. And genuinely, in all honesty, I think he has been influenced to an extent. I mean, we had the boy toy conversation. We had the mimicking that Ike did, saying that he washes her pants, which was very uncalled for. We have people constantly saying that he follows her, like he's not dominant, that he's always doing everything she says. So I think all these things got to his mind. So he's just like, Venita is always right. Like, she always wants to be right. And I kind of understand him because Venita she's a leader. And when you're a leader, you naturally always want your voice to be heard to an extent. Like, so I understand because sometimes I always want to be right. I will not lie. I always want to be right. So I kind of understand where she was coming from and where he is coming from at the end of the day. But I mean, so this was Saturday and they already had that conversation and she was already not in the mood for any other thing. When you watch that performance, she was not really giving. Like, she was very carefree. Like, she wanted it to come and go. And I think that behavior that she established, or that the behavior that she really showed the audience, he didn't really like it because at the end of the day, like, why are you doing that? But she also said that she takes the task like work. Like, she knows that work is the only constant thing in her life. So when she's giving a wager, she always wants to put her all. But Adekunle already entered the room with the energy that he wasn't getting Burna Boy. And she thought at the end of the day, Ilebaye would be the one to sabotage them. But at the end of the day, it ended up being Adekunle that did not really put his all into the task. So I understand where all of them are coming from. Now, let's get to the party. So she didn't go to the party, but he went to the party. And in order for a relationship to work, you have to be kind. Love is one thing, but you need to be kind. Like, I mean, he came back from the party, still did not check on her, did not enter anything. Like, he knew she was not there, did not check on her, did not do anything. But he was saying that he was upset and he didn't want the tiniest of things to trigger him, and he kind of wanted to go home. He was feeling anxious about going home, and I think that's a lie because he told Big Brother, I will see you next week. Adekunle knows he has fans, so he was going around lying to the housemates saying he was scared of leaving. He knows that he's not going anywhere, so all this drama he was doing was not giving. He now went to sleep in the garden. Mind you, this is the same Adekunle that has said countless times that when we are having issues, the next person should not know. He went to sleep in the garden. Of course, the house will start questioning him. People started asking what is wrong. He now said, no, it's personal. I mean, like, you can decide to be mute for 17 hours, but your actions will speak the loudest noise or make the loudest sounds. Do you understand? Like, if I go now and sleep, I'm telling my neighbor, me and my husband, we're good. But every night they see me carry blankets and pillow and go and sleep inside the car. They will know something is going on. Like, you want to sleep in the garden, the same guy that said the next person should not know. Like, of course, you've already announced to the house that me and this baby, we're not doing right. And he tried to gaslight her by saying, but he did not tell anybody when they kept on asking. He said it's personal. She said, that's not the case. You really slept outside. And you know I have abandonment issues. And I've told you countless times, because I remember there are 3 fights where the first one he left the bedroom, the second one he left the bedroom, the third one he was saying, should I leave the bed, like, should I leave and come back, or should I just leave, or I just want to leave the situation. Like, I mean, and she said in her own words, like, who hurts you? Like, why do you always want to leave when something goes on? Venita has abandonment issues. Adekunle has PTSD, and it doesn't work. Like, it works, but it really doesn't work because he likes to detach. She likes to confront a situation. And they would always, whenever they have situations, they would always they are like opposite magnets, and they would just not tally. Do you understand? Like, it's a parallel. They would just never meet at a point. But at the end of the day, I like that he actually did apologize to her publicly. Like, that was sweet. He carried her enemies or her brother. Or, like, I genuinely liked it. But I kind of want, like I said before, I want you people to give these housemates grace. These are real people. We are worse. It's just that we're not being filmed. I'm worse. I kept on telling my friend, I understand, because I can be cold-hearted like that. I can go weeks without speaking to somebody I love. I'm not even, and I love them regardless. Like, let's just give these people grace at the end of the day. Like, we're too judgmental. We're too, any small thing, we always want to jump. We always want to judge these people like they are human beings. They just happen to be celebrities. They just happen to be filmed 247. So we see their flaws. And that's what makes them actual stars, because they've decided to put their life in front of the whole world for people to criticize them. We should just give them some saving grace. And that's all I had to say today. To be honest, that's all I had to say today. Like, I will never be biased. I try as much as possible to see things from different points of views and to analyze with you guys. So what you guys will do for me now, everything I have spoken on, let me know what you think I didn't say right or what you don't exactly agree with. But the most important thing that you would do is to share this video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow on social media, Mado Africa, Stephanie Mbachu. Follow me on everywhere. I'm everywhere. I'm available for you. Follow the page, subscribe, comment, share, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.